Hi, my name is Tom Smitty Smith. I'm Director of Public Citizens Texas Office. We're a consumer and environmental watchdog group, and we spend a lot of time over at the Texas State Capitol reporting on what's going over there. And on Tuesday, one of the riskiest bills that will be considered this legislative session is going to be debated. It's Senate Bill 1504, that was the risky radioactive waste bill that would open up Texas to bringing in waste from 36 or more other states. And those wastes have become rumbling down our highways and could potentially cause enormous economic and environmental damage if one of them were to roll over on our highways. There are a bunch of risks with this bill. Let me run over them real quick. Risk of an unfunded taxpayer liability or from a radioactive waste truck accident. A risk that will contaminate the nation's largest aquifer, and risk that we won't have enough space for our own radioactive waste. Now, accidents do happen, and they happen with frequency when we're carrying radioactive waste. As a matter of fact, since 1997, there have been 53 accidents involving radioactive wastes in the United States. And interestingly, the accidents happen more frequently in states that have radioactive waste dumps. And if this bill were to pass, we'd have 4,500 or more trucks rumbling through Texas. That's 3 a day on every major Texas highway, I-10, I-20, I-30, and I-40. Is that the kind of risk we want to expose our families to? And if an accident were to happen, you'd have a potential contamination site 57 square miles in diameter. That's an enormous risk for us to take. There are other risks as well. One of the things that's interesting about this site is that the waste would be buried below the gravel formations that feed in to the nation's largest aquifer. And the question we want to ask ourselves is, what ends up happening if this site leaks? Will it get into those gravel formations? We've had this mistake happen in Texas before, and it cost us $384 million way back in 1984 to clean that up. But you know what? The feds nor the state never appropriated a dime to clean up that aquifer. What's the likelihood that somebody's going to come in and put enough money on the table to clean up the mess they make? Now, there are those people who will tell you, don't worry, this is relatively low-level radioactive waste. But the studies done by the state and others say that 95% of that waste is going to come from our nuclear power plants. This is everything except the fuel rods, the reactor vessel, the poison curtains, the pipes and the resins that are part of the operation of a nuclear power plant. Just because it's called low level doesn't mean it's low risk. And when you look at it again, 95.9% of this is coming from nuclear power plants. So don't get fooled by the words low-level radioactive waste. Now, what can you do about it? This bill is going to be heard next Tuesday on the House floor, and you can call or write your Texas legislators and say, don't pass this risky radioactive waste bill. Don't create an unfunded mandate on Texas taxpayers to clean up the waste. Don't put 5,000 or more trucks carrying radioactive waste on our highways a year. And don't risk our water supplies. Just say no to House Bill 1504.